4 steps to uncover the emotional root cause of mental or physical pain. Have you ever wondered where your pain really comes from? I ask because I had the same questions myself. I want to share my story of how I discovered the true cause of my lower back pain and how I went from struggling with it to becoming completely pain-free. All along the way, I learned how to activate my body's natural healing abilities. This journey led me to learn, explore, and eventually master those techniques. Now I can help others to do the same. Tune in to my story and discover how you can begin your own healing journey. It was many years ago when I was cooking dinner for my family. I went to the kitchen to grab pans and pots, bent over, and my back froze. I just felt this tingling sensation through whole my spine. I couldn't get up. Panic hit me in a split second. I was not sure, shall I stand, sit, or lie down? Eventually I reached for a chair and just start crying. That moment hit me hard and showed me that I need to do something, not just for me, but for my family, for my friends. As a healthcare professional, I knew the problem had to start somewhere deeper. I realized that I need to do something to find out what really was causing it. And that's how my journey started. Maybe you are going through this yourself. Maybe you are carrying around pain, stress, emotional overwhelm. And no matter what you do, it just cannot seem to shift it. You cannot find the relief. I understand this because I have been there through. Looking back now, and I see how I ignored all the signs from my body and my mind because I didn't know how to listen to them, and obviously I paid the price. Knowing what I learned, I decided to share with you 4 simple pillars that I discovered on my journey. These steps aren't just theories, they are practical guidance that helped me find clarity and start my healing process. Step number 1, genuine desire for change. Personal growth starts with willingness to change. I believe you more likely agree with me that is the foundation of any transformation. However, through my years in the healthcare industry, I have seen people on different stages of the journey. But something really, very rarely talked about is that not everyone truly wants to heal or get better. Yes, you heard that right. Some individuals unconsciously hold on to their pain because it gives them a sense of security. For others, it's attention, compassion, or love they may not receive otherwise. Healing requires to move beyond that and requires willingness to change. And often starting with addressing subconscious misalignment. When I talk to my clients, they often say, yes, I want to get better. But when I tune into the body, the response doesn't always align. The conscious mind say one thing, the head, and then subconscious, the body readings, remains unresponsive. To truly begin the healing process, we need to bridge the gap, bringing the body and mind into synchronicity. Only then the real transformation begins. The takeaway is healing begins with the willingness to change and aligning the conscious and subconscious minds. Step number 2. Tune in to your mind-body signals. You might be wondering, how do I know if I'm disconnected and how do I start the alignment process? Stay with me because I will address both of those questions. First, if you made it this far in this video, there is likely something in your subconscious or conscious mind that you are searching for. I guess you have already noticed some emotional or physical symptoms, maybe stress, poor diet, anxiety, headaches, back pains. Here's the thing. When we ignore our body signals, we create a disconnect between mind and body. And that disconnection keeps us stuck. Alignment starts with tuning into the body and noticing where you are feeling whatever it is, a joy, frustration, or anything in between. Every emotion carries a message and is acknowledging it rather than pushing it aside. We can begin restarting connection between mind and body. What I just mentioned are often signals inviting us to tune in and start addressing what's really going on. When I was in tears over my spine, it was my body screaming for attention. Looking back, I realized that I ignored this for years, simply because I was not even sure how to do it, and also no one told me how should I listen to the body and to deal with this kind of inner work. To be honest, deep down, I knew I needed to do it. But I did not know how and where to start. And what steps to take. And on the top of that, I kept telling myself, I don't have a time. I was always prioritizing everyone else's needs over my own. By ignoring the signals and carrying them within me, things only got worse. Eventually, I created not just physical pain but emotional overwhelm, called SEMO, subconscious emotional override. So here's the key. The takeaway from this is listen to your body signals because they are your guide to uncovering the disconnection and beginning your healing journey. Step number 3. Identify and address the toxic emotional patterns. Human body is alkaline by design, acidic by a function. There are a few components that keep us in this state, but here I will focus on emotions. Let's make this simple and easy to understand. All experienced emotions are staying in the body. There is no real difference between the one we call good or bad. They just are. The happy one and not so pleasant ones. Let's take this further. Just recall your favorite meal, dessert, place, or moment that always bring you a joy. In a flash will make you feel good because that joy is within you. You do not need to experience this again to feel it. It's already there. Now, the same applies to the emotion we wish to hide under the carpet. You know those ones. Yes, that's the one. They are also in the body. Let's call them unprocessed ones, because we kind of do not know what to do with them and we're leaving them just for later. And the impact is different. When joy expands us, those upsets shrink our energy. And then it's very hard to thrive. It's also worth keeping in mind that affecting our body chemistry. I know the body can shift from healthy to unhealthy quite quickly. And unhealthy is the acidic one. Science shows us that disease thrives in acidic environment. Piling unresolved emotional patterns on top of one another is like feeding illness with a perfect fuel. Now, can you bring to mind one person who really pushes your button? Someone who really takes you to the edge. Where do you feel in the body? The chest or stomach? If you feel tingles in your stomach, pay attention to that space, because the digestive system can reveal what we cannot process physically or emotionally. And this is often a signal of resistance to something, maybe a person or situation. If this is the heart, there is often a difference between men and women. For women, it is frequently tied to abandonment, betrayal, often by a male figure, not necessarily a partner. For men, it tends to be more territorial. It's connected to loss of something valuable. As you can see, we often assume that our struggles exist in our minds. But really, it just shows you that they are felt through entire body. And it's often as a gut feeling. Now, let's follow this process further. When the gut and brain are unable to communicate properly, they are creating distorted messaging system, and everything goes out of sync. And this misalignment will manifest in many ways, from physical discomfort to emotional imbalance, making it really hard to recognize and address the root cause. The result, as you can imagine, is quite predictable, since the body functions as a complex factory, and any disruption affects whole chemistry. I know that the body has reserves, but under constant pressure, stress, and daily demands, there's no time to replenish. We begin to live on empty, and body will borrow resources to survive instead of thrive, because body is in survival mode. We need to reset, we need to go back. When we are in balanced state, we heal and we live happy. Chronic stress, emotional baggage, and lack of stress disturb this natural state of homeostasis. When body becomes toxic, it's no wonder you feel stuck, sick, or drained. The takeaway is, by checking your body pH level, you can monitor where you are. For me, this simple knowledge changed absolutely everything. Balance is the key. Step number 4. How to discover the root cause of your pain. As I mentioned, the real root cause of our pain stays in our body for some time before it will manifest and demand to be dealt with. Definitely it was a truth for me. This could be something we have carried for many years, even without realizing it. Let's follow this thread to find it. As I mentioned before, all emotion, the joyful and heavy one, even from childhood experiences we cannot even remember, shape how our body will react or respond. Taking this step even further, have you noticed patterns in your life? Something repeating over and over again? Do you keep attracting some types of people, situations? Now, let's break this down into 3 categories. First, money. Do financial struggles or unexpected expenses seems to follow you? What about relationships? Do you find yourself in the same kind of conflicts or dynamics no matter who you are with? Health. Are there persistent symptoms or discomfort that never fully go away? Is any part of the body always prone to something? The cuts, the falls, the bruises. Is there something consistently bothering you that you are just pushed to the back of your mind? Or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night with those nagging thoughts. Perhaps you keep replaying situations where things did not go so well. Is this sounds familiar to you? These emotions aren't just random. They are rising to the surface asking for attention. You can choose to ignore them, but keep in mind that if you will not address them, they may cost you health. Ask yourself, do you have anything more valuable than your health? When I finally slow down and start learning how to work with my body, I discovered that my persistent back pain had the deeper root tracked back down into childhood by accident. At the time, it seems like no big deal, but emotionally, it left scars that my body carried for many, many years. Looking back, I realized how I created patterns in my life, and I believe there could be the same thing for you. When I eventually learned how to tap to my timelines, I even saw the scene as observer. It was a movie revealing the exact moment when this happens. The emotion I felt from falling and getting hurt didn't disappear. They lingered, manifesting as pain and fear over the years. Through this practice, not only did I realize my back pain, I also discovered a deeper connection with my body. Now, as a yoga teacher, I can guide others through the same process of awareness and healing, helping to uncover the emotional root of physical pain. Your takeaway. The real cause of pain often lies in emotions from events waiting to be uncovered and healed. Deal with them. There are 4 key steps to uncovering the root of your pain and beginning the healing process. I have created separate videos where I guide you through my steps with practical instructions, and you can follow along from the comfort of your home. I cannot wait to see you there. Stay in a great health.